All right, Pops, another week has come and gone. What is going on in the used car market? And we'll talk a little bit about new car prices as well. But I think the used car story is more interesting. We have seen over the past couple weeks more severe depreciation of used cars on the wholesale market.
Yes.
We have not seen a commensurate decline of retail prices.
We never seem to see a commensurate decline in retail prices.
This week, we saw a less severe decline in depreciation, close to appreciation, and quite frankly, some appreciation among segments of vehicles in the wholesale market. That was a bit surprising, only in the sense that it's been, 8 weeks in a row of week-over-week declines in used car prices. And when you look at certain segments like subcompact and compact cars, Dad, they appreciated relative to their peers significantly at the auctions.
They're on the car side of things, those are the only three segments that actually appreciated week over week.
Subcompacts, compacts, and midsize.
Yes. Everything else declined on the used car side, on the car side of things. If you're like me and you need to know about EVs, tune into our new show on YAA Electric, Plugged In, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But the overall market decline for cars was not even a tenth of a point of a decline.
Do you think this is the first indication of gas prices? Because we're seeing compact cars.
I think that absolutely positively plays into it. Yes, I think dealers, the smart dealers, are thinking to themselves, there's no reason to suspect that gas prices are going to decline or even really stabilize much over the next several months. So that for something a gallon gasoline is going to be like the rule and not the exception. And so the smart dealers are thinking to themselves, okay, we need to stock up on cars that get really good gas mileage in this type of market. That's going to be your subcompact, compact, and mid-sized cars. Anything other than that, they're not going to be getting as good a gas mileage, so they won't be quite as valuable to the dealers. So a smart dealer is trying to gather up as many of these more fuel-efficient cars as they possibly can.
Makes sense. And we also have the data from IC Cars. They did a February over February, year over year for February comparison of used vehicles and their price changes. The number one vehicle that they saw had the largest increase in price year over year was the Hyundai Sonata Hybrid, a 62 or 63% increase in its price year over year, nearly $10,000.
Yes, almost $9,500 that it went up from February of 2021 to February of 2022. What was maybe a $14,000 car in February of 2021 is nearly a $24,000 car today.
Okay, and so that to me signals, I think that's going to go up even more based on what we're seeing here on the wholesale market already, where it's saying compact cars are starting to appreciate again.
Yes, and we will see that, and we started to see that Black Book was able to get us a little bit of data regarding how hybrids were appreciating at a slightly higher pace or depreciating at a slightly lower pace than gas cars were. And I think we'll see that gap widen as we continue to see gas prices stay at a high price.
Yeah, 100%. And also, again, we talk a lot about on this channel the new car production challenges. There's no light at the end of the tunnel that we see right now.
No.
So if that stays the same, you have rental car companies that are at these auctions trying to buy cars. You have dealerships obviously trying to buy cars. You have no fleet sales from a lot of major fleet players.
Rental car companies at dealerships trying to buy up their 1, 2, and 3 late model, low mileage cars for their fleets, because they can't get the vehicles directly from the manufacturers and they can't get all they need at the auctions. So they're actually going to some of the dealers and trying to buy inventory that way.
Okay, so if that doesn't signal to you that if you're sitting on a subcompact, compact, or mid-sized car, and I'm going to even throw just hybrid powertrain in there, if you're sitting on one of those right now wondering when should I sell, when's the peak, it's not right now. There's no indication that these prices are going to just precipitously drop. If anything, they're going to continue to appreciate or depreciate less than their gas / more gas guzzler peers. Let's look at the truck and SUV segment, Dad. Compact vans seeing the increases, this past week. Same with full-size vans and small pickup trucks. Everything else in the truck and SUV segment declined and depreciated week over week pretty significantly, especially
Yes,
relative
in some
to,
cases, yeah, almost a full point in many cases.
So there you go. When what you see on this side of the market is the polar opposite of what you're seeing with compact cars. Makes sense.
Well,
They're in less demand.
yes, and they're in less demand, and the gas mileage that they get is not as good as some of these smaller cars. And let's face it, the manufacturers over the past several years have gone away from manufacturing more of these smaller, compact, fuel-efficient cars to produce the high profit margin, poor gas mileage SUVs and pickup trucks. And now, with gas prices going up, people are going to want more of the compact, better gas mileage vehicles.
I got a question for you.
Okay, I'll try and have an answer. And if I don't, I'll make one up.
We have no lease returns right now.
Very few.
PSA, if you don't own a lease, but if you have a lease, do
Yes.
not return it right now.
No.
That is not one of the advisable options. The advisable options are to buy it and sell it or to buy it and hold it.
Or if you have a lease that's coming due and it's a popular brand, get a couple of local dealers to bid on it.
Yeah, to buy it. But you buy it first, then sell
Well,
it.
you could say to them, hey, if you want to get another lease, you could say to them, hey, I'm interested in getting another lease, but I don't want to do it as a lease turn-in. I want to do it as a lease trade-in.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you bid it out to, like if it's a Toyota, bid it out to 3 or 4 Toyota dealers and see which one wants to give you the most as a trade-in.
Comment down below if you want a tutorial on this. My point being,
Yes.
there's no lease turn-ins.
Yes.
We are closely. Who's the first to do the model switchover? Is it typically BMW?
Typically in July, BMW, Mini, Mercedes, a lot of those.
We're kind of getting to the time where there should be model switchover. There's
Well.
still no. We are. We're a couple months away. We're closer than we were yesterday.
Yes, you're right. And we're certainly closer than we were January 1st. Yes, you're right.
I guess.
Yes. Yeah, we're a second closer now.
Oh my God! See, you're catching up. My point being, Dad, I wonder if that's going to have any impact on the used car market as well, as supposedly there might be this new influx of the new model year. But I think that's counteracted by the realization that we're probably not going to have an influx of new vehicles for the new model year. There's no indication that that's going to happen. So that to me would indicate that used car prices will continue to increase, if anything.
And the difficulty is that manufacturers are still having a tough time producing new cars.
Yeah.
And they tried to paint a rosier picture at the beginning of the year, and they tried to paint this picture that, you know, things will return to somewhat normal during 2022, and more than likely that somewhat normal is not going to happen until sometime in 2023.
Yeah, you summed it up
That's
well.
the reality. So as long as there's that shortage of new cars, and there is, then there will continue to be a shortage of used cars, and it'll keep making those used cars much more valuable than they've been in the past. And I think next week we'll see that everything starts to appreciate again.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
That's just
if it
my
doesn't.
guess.
And who's leading the pack?
Compact cars,
Probably.
yeah.
All right, we'll keep you posted on the latest news from Black Book. Keep you posted on what we read over on Cox Automotive, IC Cars, etc. It's pretty wild what's happening in the used car market. But if you need to sell a car, wait. If you need to buy a car, you got your leverage on the trade-in. That's it.
Yep. And it'll probably be cheaper today than it will be tomorrow, and tomorrow it'll be cheaper than the day after.
And tomorrow we'll be closer to the model year turnover.
We are right now. There we go. It's another second closer.